Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, hello. I am Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire. Welcome to Ask the Good Doctor Live. I am so happy to be with you today, live and in Technicolor and in person. So call somebody up and tell them that the Good Doctor is on YouTube Live. And I want you all to subscribe, like, and comment right now. Please do so to my YouTube channel. This is my YouTube channel, y'all. I'm live on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel. Yes. My YouTube channel on my YouTube channel. Yes, I'm live. Please subscribe, hit like, comment, and subscribe right below. Appreciate you. And I want you to follow me on Twitter at Ask the Good Doctor, on Instagram and Facebook at Ask the Good Doctor. Thank you for that music, Chris. I appreciate you. And I want you all to know that you can always find me here at YouTube at Ask the Good Dr. LaJoyce or Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire. Today, we are going to have a candid COVID conversation. Yes, we are. It's testimony time. And we are going to speak directly to someone who was infected with COVID and used the specific protocol that I have been recommending to overcome it for he and his entire family. Now, as you know, there's something swirling around in the street that a lot of people feel will be the salvation of everyone. And it's this word. See that? Yeah. That's not really true. It doesn't prevent anything, and it doesn't heal anything. And what you should know is I want you to look up each and every ingredient in from every company. I want you to look it up because it's important for you to know what's in it. Also, many people are going to be exempt from taking because it has many ingredients that may impede with a medication or make a sick person even sicker. I am concerned about the warp speed that Operation Warp Speed infused into this process. And because it took 50 years for an effective and safe for the chickenpox, 50 whole years, 10 years for polio, and 40 years for smallpox. I'm just going to let that marinate for a minute. Yeah, I'm going to let that marinate. So when people are asking me, am I taking, I say NO in 72-point font. I owe that to Bishop Williams. He said that on a phone call that we had when I presented to their church. NO in 72-point font. Not for me, not for anybody in my house. People are saying that they're trusting in this and that they're trusting in the science. Trust in God, all right? Let me give you a disclaimer. If you are someone who is feeding yourself a steady diet of junk, cheese doodles, and washing it all down with pop, then you need to go ahead and take care of that for you and your family. You should. If you are making every effort to live your best healthy life, excuse me, if you are doing some of the things that are recommended here that I present, if you are doing some of the things that you know to be healthy and to stay healthy, I want to encourage you not to do that. I want to encourage you to boost your immune system. So this is the conversation that we're not having that concerns me so much. This is the conversation that is missing from this whole conversation on that. It's missing because, I hate to say this, but there's no profit in health. There's no profit in good health. If your immune system is strong, if your body is alkaline, nothing's coming in to do it. It can be a moment where you stayed up too late, too many nights in a row, and your immune system got weak, which is why you could have been susceptible to COVID for people who are healthy. I know a lot of healthy people who say that they contracted COVID in spite of all of the healthy things that they do. But when we continue talking, they can pinpoint the moment that they probably ate too many sweets, probably did not take their vitamins for too many days in a row, probably did not get enough rest, were certainly under a lot of undue stress and strain. That's vitally important. We need to know what it is we're doing, what it is we're enduring, and how to overcome COVID 19. Now into COVID 2021. How about that? So, I have somebody here today who's going to share his testimony about he and his family, how they all contracted the virus seemingly simultaneously. And I'd like to introduce him to you now. Hello, Chris. How are you?
How are you today?
Oh, thank you. I am doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for wanting to be honest with our audience. And thank you for wanting to share what happened to you and your family with the vaccine. Tell us all about it. I mean, I'm
So,
sorry. I'm sorry with with contracting COVID.
so my teenage boys wanted to work, and we were kind of against it, but we did want them to continue to grow and
Chris, you're
live.
a little wavy there. You got a
Um,
little wavy. I
we
didn't
we
hear that
did,
what you said. If you could change a channel or and
right,
I saw that I froze one time as well. We're gonna get it right. We're live for the first day here. By the way,
absolutely.
each and every Wednesday at 1 o'clock, we're gonna be live here.
So our
You
teenage
still
boy.
wavy. Aw.
Oh, come on.
That's what happens when we try to get it right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So our boys wanted to work, and we found a place. It was Wendy's. They were closed to the public, so it was everybody, just internal employees working there. But one of the workers got sick, and the guy that was over that particular restaurant let them work anyway.
Wait,
Uh,
did the manager know that they were sick?
yes, yes,
How irresponsible is that? How come the place
absolutely,
isn't closed?
absolutely.
That should be his
So,
punishment.
so
Go ahead.
that's where it started, and then from that point on, one of our sons was asystematic, so he had it, but he had an inkling that something wasn't right.
Okay.
So he asked to be tested. So I took him to be tested, wore a mask, did all that, and it was the drive up test. So we did it, and we kind of didn't think nothing about it because he didn't have a sniffle, nothing, not showing any signs. So, after his test came back positive, and it did take 4 days for it to do so, then now we all have to be tested because we've been around and he's in the same house. And, so we went through the process. So all of us got in the cars from, there's 5 of us in the house.
Mm.
And lo and behold, all 5 of us had it.
Wow.
So the twins were both asystematic, so they never had anything. But as soon as there was a sniffle, as soon as there was a sign, I kick into automatic mode. So I'm flushing my system. I'm using the neti pot. I already drink my water. So we're going vitamin D, vitamin C. When we heard that Isaiah may have it, so we can kind of stay ahead of it. We were really doing our best to prepare ourselves for that process. And when I tell you that we never had anything past a cold symptom,
Woo, hallelujah.
um, it felt like a cold. Um, Little sniffles. I lost my smell for a couple days,
Mm.
but by flushing with the neti pot, I'm gargling with salt water, gargling with peroxide, flushing my ears with peroxide, like just going through the process. And then we're doing the protocol. So we're doing the garlic pills, all of that 30 pills that you got to take a day.
Let's
And,
pause. Let's pause right there. You say a couple of things. I just want to back up so we can give clarity to the people who
Okay.
are in attendance and for those who will be listening later. You said you were flushing your system. What does that mean? What did you do?
Drinking the proper water, um, drinking hot lemon water to help flush the system, using the neti pot, cleaning my ears with the peroxide, like just going through the full process.
Sounds like you've been listening to the good doctor.
I have been. I
So
have
let's
no
talk.
choice. We have to record. I have to edit it. It's been embedded
Yes.
into me.
Full disclosure, Chris here is my technical guru. He's sitting right here, and his entire family succumbed to COVID. An outside source, an outside influence came into the house, but he got right at it immediately, like he said. So he's sad that he took the garlic pills. Here they are.
Absolutely.
These are 580 milligrams of garlic, but you only need 500. It doesn't have to be this brand. It just has to at least be 500 milligrams. And
Right.
you're going to take 12 of these every single day at the sign of that you don't first do not feel well. Right, Chris?
Absolutely.
At the first sign. The other thing you'll take is beta carotene alongside with the garlic. It doesn't have to be this brand, but it at least 1200 IUs. This one is a little more. Okay, I'm going to get it in the middle there in a minute. There you go. It at least has to be at least 1200 IUs, the beta carotene. This is your lung support. All right. Garlic was one of the world's first antibiotics. It was the first antibiotic, in fact. Natural garlic, you open this up, you smell it, it smells just like garlic. All right. The odor, for the people who can't stand anything else, like my mother, she cannot stand anything other than the odorless garlic. So she uses the odorless, which is just fine as well. You take both of these together at the first sign of anything. 12 of these, 16 of these, 12 of these. Take them together, empty stomach. Then make your breakfast and eat your breakfast. Okay? And you'll do that once a day and watch it go to work. This is not prevention, y'all. This is in case you actually contract the virus. Everyone in the house needs their own supply. Yes, Chris?
Absolutely.
Tell us how you did it.
And you do half doses for the kids. So we had a 7-year-old. I smashed the pills up into, the garlic you can just take apart and pour it. And we did in applesauce, and then we crushed down the other pills and put it into the applesauce too. And once
Okay.
we told him it was for his health and what it was for, he took it, no problem.
Gotta love that baby. Train up a child in the way they should go.
Absolutely.
When they're
And
old, they will not
I
depart
was
from it.
concerned because I'm an asthmatic. My youngest is an asthmatic. We were concerned about what would happen. But being aggressive, staying on top of it, the work. You just have to do the work.
You talked about peroxide and using the peroxide to gargle and using the peroxide in your ears. You did that. Did everyone do it?
Yes.
The
Yes.
peroxide will kill the virus, y'all. Yes, it
Yeah.
will. It will kill the virus. Especially beneficial for the ear. Ear is the entry point of infection in the body at any time, always. It is the entry point of infection. So if you have peroxide, you take a half a cap peroxide, lay on your side, pour it in your ear, let it bubble, 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 bubble. It gets hot, it gets cold, it itches. You just lay there flat on the bed, not like I'm doing now because it will run out. And you wait until it stops bubbling. 10 to 15 minutes. Yes, Chris? Then
Yes.
you drain it out. This is essential. Drain it out, turn your head to the side, and then pinch off a piece, plug it in, and turn over the other side and get that done. All right? Then do the other side. Same thing. Bubble, 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 bubble. It's drawing out toxicity from the body. Additionally, peroxide in a nebulizer also will kill the virus.
Oh, had to do that too.
Come on, tell us about it.
So the first couple days, I kind of felt short of breath. Now, it may have been some anxiety. I couldn't pinpoint it, but I could feel it. And you know how when you know you have something, you looking for stuff to happen. So I had that moment and chest getting tight. I said, hold on, we're not about to play this. So did 3/4 peroxide to 1/4 water. Put it in there, turned on the nebulizer. Within 10, 15 minutes, no problem. Never had a problem again.
You know, I appreciate this testimony, not just because you're one of my teammates and I was like slinging oil, calling the blood of Jesus against what was happening in your household. We need you, Chris, because I promise you, I don't know what button to push without this man, okay? I promise you. But I'm just grateful for the recovery. I'm grateful that you took heed and that you actually listened to the other things. What kinds of things? You said you lost your smell. Did you also lose your taste a little bit? Did that
Nope,
affect your eating?
never lost the taste. But again, we were aggressive, um, very aggressive. So as soon as we thought, I'm like, we on it. Come on, let's get to it.
And here's why you have to really be aggressive with it. As a naturopathic practitioner, I know that something as serious as COVID, you have to, COVID is a sledgehammer, so you have to take a sledgehammer to it. All right.
Right.
This is why you're taking the dosages of these things. This is why you're taking 12 and 16 of something that can really get at it and squash it, because you can't piddly pat around with just two and two. Now, this is something that's taking people out left and right. And as we know right now, as of this date, January 6, 2021, it has really taken the lives of more than 340,000 Americans alone. That is nothing to play with. So when you are talking about something that is as lethal as this pestilence, and I just call it a plague because I call a thing, okay? This plague called COVID, that we cannot mess around. So you have to get serious and you have to throw everything in the kitchen sink at it. Now, let me ask you a question, Chris. What did you do? You said you were drinking your proper water. When we say drinking proper water, that's half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, then you need 100 ounces of water per day. If you weigh 75 pounds, you need half of that. So it's even the same for children. And we're not talking about other beverages just because they're wet. We are talking about water. All right. Now, if you're going to have a little hot lemon and honey to help with that congestion, to help cough that up, super. If that could, though, attribute to your daily water count. But if you start talking about other kinds of herbal teas, and let's start talking about the things that you have to avoid that may be difficult for family members to avoid. You say your boys work at Wendy's, so you know they're probably eating a burger here, a French fry there, and drinking pop.
Right.
All right? Those are not the kinds of things you want to eat should this virus come knocking on your door. It is not. You want to eat as healthy as you know how. Now is the time for that chicken noodle soup, that vegetable noodle soup. Now is the time to drink that broth, that bone broth. Now is the time to do all of those things that grandma's hands would have given us. Yes, we need to go back to grandma's hands and how she cared for us when we were sick. and all of the things that we know to do. Of course, sleeping is important, but you don't want to sleep so much that you're not caring for yourself at least every hour, because you still need to drink that water every single hour.
Absolutely.
How did it find for you, Chris? Did you find that your mouth and your nose was more dry even though you were drinking the water?
You know what? I really didn't. It really flowed through. It was a wonderful experience. And I kept going, because you would call and check on me. And I think sometimes you just forgot what was going on because I probably didn't sound like it or whatever. But you were like, how you doing? And I'm like, well, great, considering. Like, I have COVID and I feel good. And I really did, I miss my walks. I hated having to be isolated, things of that nature. But it really was pleasurable. And because we all had it, at least we were in it together. So we played games, we hung out, we watched stuff together, we ate popcorn, whatever. So we really made the best
Speaking
out
of
of
your
it.
walks,
Yes.
you got hooked on walks because you have accomplished a really great feat unto itself in this last year or so with your personal health. Share that testimony.
Uh, I was over 500 pounds,
I need you to
working all
stop
the
right there.
time.
I need you
Yeah.
to stop because let me just give you all some context to this. To feel full disclosure, I have known this young man since he was a baby. All right. His father and I were business partners. And he said that he used to be 500 pounds. Go ahead, Chris. Tell us what happened.
So my body is going crazy. I was having sinus infections. I had a condition that led to me having vertigo, and the doctors couldn't figure it out. They felt like I was having a stroke or a heart attack, and they kept me in the hospital for a week. And once they figured out I didn't have a stroke or a heart attack, they kind of threw me back out there like, go for it. So I'm trying to figure out what's wrong. And it's just like, as God would have it, the country shut down due to COVID. I got laid off, and I end up in this relationship with Dr. LaJoyce. And I'm just willing, like, hey, whatever you need me to do, let's do it. So as I'm sitting here and I'm listening, I'm like, I don't do that. I could do that better. I want to live. I just don't have this information because it's stuff that you talk about. It's stuff that you talked about um, at your webinar. I
Yeah.
had never heard before. Information that I just did not have, and I
Yeah.
felt cheated because all these years I've been living under a lie. And it's like, oh, water. Because you hear people say 8 ounces, 64 ounces. You're giving a lot of misinformation about that. Well, I'm 500 something pounds. 64 ounces is not doing it.
Not at all.
And when we talked about it, and she said, no, half of your body weight now. I'm like, that's a lot of ounces. But, it turned out, I think at the most I was doing 1 gallon and 8 bottles of water. But I figured it out. We did. And I'm down to 1 gallon and 4 bottles of water. I lost 130 pounds. And when I went to my doctor stood up and clapped when I walked through the door. She said, oh my God, how did you do that? And she gave me the double high five clench fist. It was serious. I
Because
was
what was your
not
doctor
eligible for life insurance, and I got approved for life insurance after I sent them the letter.
And tell us, everybody, what your doctor was making a referral for you prior to your weight loss.
To do bariatric surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said, oh, we can get it approved because you really got to do something, and something needs to be done, and it has to be now.
So the something that he did was he changed his eating habits.
Absolutely.
He put one foot in front of the other and he got outside. Because here's the thing, with COVID, you want to take away every risk. We're going to help you, sweetheart. We're going to help you. We'll take those questions in just a little bit. We're going we want to reduce every comorbidity. We don't want you to have any comorbidities, any underlying conditions. This is what is taking people out. So even teenagers, like he said, his boys went to work at Wendy's. See, here's the thing. You never know what somebody else is doing, what condition other people are in. This is why you must be responsible, and you alone, for your health. And you also need to be responsible for the health of your family. So my daughter went to get a job too because she wanted to work, and she worked in a restaurant. Well, she was bussing tables, and literally she was in like a little room by herself so she could be isolated, and they would come to get her when it was time to bus a table. They say, Brooke, table number 20, Brooke, table number 10. And then they had lots of outdoor seating. Well, when that weather turned and everybody was in, that restaurant had far too many people in there, and I was like, this is your last day. But this is your last day. I don't care. It's too many people in that place. But I only come out with, no, too many people. So we made her quit. We made her quit. We have to make a conscious decision. This is why you have to have your gear. We say that my mask protects me, my mask protects you, your mask protects me. But your mask protects your daggone self. Okay? You have to understand. You have to do the tissue test. You have to be able, if you can move a piece of tissue through your mask, that's no good. If you could blow out the match through the mask, it's no good. You must have a strong mask. So I have some show and tell. Don't go, Chris. This is my mask from Just Breathe Easy. See that? Just Breathe Easy. And we'll have that in the link down below. This mask was created by a woman, Dr. Sherilyn Lee, and I hope she's here with us today. She created these masks 10 years ago because of forest fires in California. She is a naturopathic doctor like me. This mask has 4 layers: a layer of colloidal silver, a layer of charcoal, and 2 filtrations on the outside. And these also comes pretty fancy. Like Nancy Pelosi always has something to match her clothing. These can match your clothing. All right. So these are 3 for $25, but they're worth it. So you put this mask on, and then I take a cloth mask and I put it on top to preserve the integrity of my expensive mask next to my face. And I don't like it when my mask gets wet on the inside, from condensation. Wait, from droplets. Hello, which is the problem with COVID anyway. So when you have the mask on, you get your droplets on the inside, especially if you're talking, right? So I get these little packets of tissue from the dollar store, and I just take one of these packets of tissue, one of the tissues, and I lay it on the inside of my mask like this. So then that protects it from getting wet, because I personally just don't like that against my skin. And then I wear it like that. Okay. And then I also wear a face shield. Yes, I do. I wear a face shield also because I'm not playing. Also cover my eyes. And it's important to cover your eyes. The face shield is good. If I don't have on my face shield, which most of the time I do because I keep it in my car, and it's easily disinfectable with soap and water. Washes beautifully with dishwashing liquid. Okay. And I wear my wraparound glasses. Why do I do that? I wear my glasses because you want to plug every hole when you go in the street. Okay. You don't want anything out. The eyes are an open orifice. And people who are not wearing masks, and aren't the people who are not wearing masks the ones that are talking the loudest? Laughing, having conversations loud for you to hear with your relatives in Chicago on the phone. I mean, and the people who are wearing bandanas, they seem to be the ones who are having most conversations in the street. So you need to protect yourself from their droplets, if anything. So cover your eyes, and that's why I like the face shield as well. Additionally, make sure that you don't touch anything. I want you all to tune in next week because I'm going to have a sustainability expert to have a conversation about COVID sustainability, and ready for this, whoop, climate change, how it all goes together. But he blew my mind in our pre-talk yesterday. He said that sanitizer is only just for a moment. And that's why I am always saying, don't touch anything with your bare hands. I don't care what kind of plastic gloves you get. I don't care if you use gloves to dish that you use to wash the dishes. I don't care if you use just regular gloves from the dollar store. Get yourself some gloves and keep your hands covered. Because if you get a little nick or something, I have a little nick right there on my hand. Don't know how I got it, don't know where I got it. But if you're in public, you touch something because those droplets last for 72 hours. You touch something, it touches your hand, and boom, there it is into the bloodstream. Cover your hands and then wash and then sanitize. Keep your hands clean. Keep your hands, and then I treat this glove just like it was my hand. I always have a tissue in my hand, even with my gloves on. I don't open any door, touch any elevator buttons, touch any handles on the shopping cart. Well, as soon as I get my shopping cart, I spray it down with my lovely disinfectant that kills 99.9% of the germs, but will not kill me. I promise we're going to get at that on a Wednesday. Yes, because this is Wellness Wednesday. So we're going to have Dr. Tamara Combs to come to us and talk about the things for our healthy home to have a healthier you. We're going to do that for sure. And so I spray my shopping cart down so that and let it air dry. You can also do that with peroxide. You can also do that with white vinegar. Look at one of the What You Need and Why series. I talk about white vinegar being a germ assassin. We have lots of things for you. Also, you want to have some powerful vitamin C. This is my new vitamin C go-to. It's effervescent, it's nice and sparkly, and it comes in lemon, lime, orange, and acai flavor. Trace minerals. I get this from Vitacost. You can also get it at Amazon. I use that now instead of Emergency. I'm sorry, I had to walk away from Emergency because they now put fructose in their product. And if you have fructose in a product, that attributes to a fatty liver, and we don't need that. So we don't want anything damaging our livers. We don't want anything damaging our organs in the name of an attempt to be healthy. And this product also contains electrolytes, just like Emergency. So we're just going to change partners, okay? We're going to do everything that we can to stay as healthy as we can. Our time is coming to a close just for today, this first day, this Wellness Wednesday, as we are live coming to you on YouTube, as we will be every single Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, noon in Central Standard Time, and 10 a.m. on the West Coast. So I'm going to get to some of your questions now. Miss Sharma says, I need a good doctor. I am here to help you with your questions. Let's see if you got a question. Said you got COVID in November, and ever since your organs feel weak. I can understand that. It is time for you to detoxify and to strengthen your immune system. We're going to have to build you up. And I'm offering actually a 1-hour phone consultation for $50 off of my regular price. The information will be below. Dr. Brookshire at Outlook.com. That's Dr. Brookshire at Outlook.com. Send me an email and we'll get you scheduled for a 1-hour appointment. Thank you, T-Mac, for saying that this is good information. And oh, David, I'm so glad that you're inspired. And Dr. PK, thank you. Healthy, wealthy people. Yes. Let's see. What is a nebulizer? Black T has asked. A nebulizer is what is used to put over your mouth and your nose that disperses, it vaporizes whatever is inside. It's used to distribute medication or saline, and it helps usually people who are asthmatic to breathe. And it can be used for anyone. Keep moisture in your home during this time. Keep your home, your rooms moisturized with humidifier. And you could just do it old school. Put a pot of water or some salt in it on the stove and let it boil. Yes. But now's the time we need to be cooking in bulk anyway. So hopefully you're cooking a pot of greens weekly, a pot of beans weekly. And that unto itself delivers steam to the household, because the islands are reporting that they do not have much incidence of COVID. And guess what scientists have figured out? Well, our naturopathic community has discovered that it is a response to the humidity in the air and especially the saltwater humidity. Ah, yes, absolutely. It's keeping everything moistened. Like Chris said, he was drinking his gallon plus of water daily. And so he did not feel that he was dehydrated. You know how if you sleep a really long time and you wake up and your mouth and your nose and everything feels all dry? Don't ever let that happen right now. That is when COVID can adhere itself. If you're rinsing away constantly, this is what you need to be doing. Make sure that everything is moistened, that your mouth never feels dry, that the inside of your nose doesn't feel dry. Irrigate your nose, clean your nostrils when you take a bath. Thank you, Priscilla, for saying you love the talk. I appreciate that. Let's see who else here. Sabrina says she loves the vinegar and the peroxide. Yes, that very good germ assassins, both of them. Listen, we have what we need right in our cabinets. Yeah, we do. Sometimes you don't always have to run out and buy some expensive product. And I'm sure you know by now that you don't need to drink Clorox and Lysol. I don't care who at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue has said such a thing. You know better, don't you? And if you fell for that, shame on you. Because if you would intentionally drink something with a skull and bones on it, come on, y'all. We're not doing that. Not at all. All right? That is not going to help. Bowlegs, you're welcome for the information. And your humidifier is on now. Good deal, Laverne. Good. Real talk, Kathy. Yes, say no to the Lysol. That's what we want you to do. So we want you to like, comment, and subscribe here. Share this with other people. Those who have already subscribed to the channel will, of course, receive this notification that we were on live today. So join us each and every Wednesday. We thank you for being here with us. Just a couple of announcements. Next week, of course, will be Dr. Carl Tutt. He is the chairman of 100 Black Men of Chicago, but more than that, he owns a company that works with sustainability for our communities. And I'm telling you, grab your Good Doctor notebooks. And if you don't have one, create one specifically for when we have these conversations. This is when you'll be able to get your comments answered in real time. The last thing this is the best thing you could do on your lunch break. Thank you so much, Denise. Yes, the best thing that you could do on your lunch break is learn how to take care of yourself for you and your family. So I'm so glad that you all were here today. Thank you for joining us for this inaugural Happy New Year. We want to have a Happy New You. If you'd like a 1-hour phone consultation, catch up with me. I'm going to type it to you right now. Dr. Brookshire at outlook.com. That's Dr. Brookshire at outlook.com. Remember to let your eyes shine, cut back on the wine, get good food fast, and go easy on the greasy. Until next time, I'm Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire, here to help you attain and maintain your perfect health. Let's do it again next week, okay? God bless you.